Hello and welcome to the introduction to my new group, Incantonic. Bit of a play on words for those of you that know me. I love a gin and tonic, but this is not about drinking. This is about books and sketchbooking being a tonic. It's a art for the soul sort of thing. So Incantonic is my new membership, and I just thought I'd do a bit of an introduction as to what it is, how it came about, and what you get if you decide that you want to join. So books, sketchbooks. I have had a love and a passion of sketchbook over the years. I've got a selection here of different types of books that I've got. So the first little collection that I've got are books actually created by other artists. So I have these on display. These are books that I just love. They're like pieces of artwork in themselves. So they're by different artists. So I've got a couple by Elizabeth Shorrock. I have one here that is by Anne Windine. I've had these for years, these books. They're just beautiful, beautifully bound books, pieces of artwork in themselves. I had bought this one by Elizabeth thinking, oh, this is genius. It's got a pencil in it and you can work in your book and then pop your pencil back in it again. It's white paper, it's beautiful, and I get that scary white paper syndrome where I think, oh, I can't work in that book because I'm going to spoil it. This other one here by Elizabeth is a teeny tiny one. Oh, I don't know if I can get it out. There we go, it's Japanese bound. Oh, I can't get it out. But it is the teeniest, tiniest little book that's in a jar. It's just super precious. And then I have this one as well. That's a very different type of book. This one is by Joan Newell. And this isn't a book really that you would work in, but I have a bit of a thing about bobbins. And I just love this. I think it's absolutely gorgeous. Just a very different type of book that sort of mixes together my passion of paper and stitch. But this membership group is not really about stitch. I don't know if we'll do some stitch, possibly, because I do like books in a tin that are stitched books in a tin. But this is more about my workbooks. Now, I also have another pile of books that are my beautiful books. I can remember Robert's mum bought me this book for my birthday. I can remember we were on holiday somewhere. We'd gone in a shop and I absolutely loved this book. Oh, I've actually started doing some bits in it. I didn't think I had. I must have decided to be brave and start working in it and putting some collage bits in. See, I've picked this up and I totally forgot that I'd started doing this. Oh, that's quite a nice surprise. This is me, must have been me printing things out and deciding, oh, see, I've got loads of things here ready to go in that I haven't actually put in. But I loved this, but it was too expensive. I couldn't afford it. And Sandra had seen me looking at it. So she went back and bought it me for my birthday, which is just so lovely. I'd forgotten that I'd actually started working in that. My daughter Neve bought me this one at, I think it was Crafts in the Pen. And it's not an expensive book at all, but I just love the cover. Just like all textured. I haven't started working in that one. And then I buy things because they're like notebooks. I think, oh, that'll be great. I got this one. This is just a sea white book, but it's got concertina pages that fold out. So I have all sorts of books. I have stacks and stacks of books. And when I was doing art projects, I'd start a sketchbook. I would love just starting a sketchbook. So I'd get a book, I'd start working on a project. I'd probably get a bit fed up, bored. The book would go to one side and I'd start again with another one. And it was getting a little bit ridiculous. I don't even know how many books I've got. They're all over the place. And I loved doing my sketchbooks when I did my City and Guilds. So I thought, right, I've got to stop calling them a sketchbook and I need to call them a workbook. So the second that I changed the title, that preciousness sort of disappeared. And let's move those to one side. And I started with my very first workbook. And what I started doing was I'd start buying notebooks that had just got lines in them because there's something already there it's not a precious book. It's not expensive paper or anything like that. I'd changed the cover. So this was just using lots and lots of collaged bits and pieces. And I just started working in them. I always find the first page is kind of scary, so I would always find something to stick on the first page. But I started just working in these workbooks. Just turn the light down a little bit. There we go. And bits and pieces that I would get and collect, I'd fasten in them. If I went somewhere and saw an exhibition, I'd print the pictures out and write about it. This was me developing my stitch collages many moons ago, probably 10 years ago now. If I've been on a workshop, I did a workshop with Dear Emma Designs, so I printed some pictures out. Went to an exhibition, I'd stick in the business cards. This is, I made 2012. This will have been a show that I'll have been to. I think this was Knit and Stitch. Saw the work of Sue Walton, handouts. So they're all in here. And it becomes like a diary of things that I have done and things that I've been. So that was when I had an advert in the Embroiderers Guild yearbook. I would doodle. Doodle is a word that I will be using quite a lot. And just put in all my bits of information, ideas, and people were asking me about how I did my books and what I did. So these are intense pages. These were when I used to do them on holiday, and I'd create pages. I'd be sat on the beach, I'd print pictures out, and that was a trip to Alnwick Gardens, and just looking at lots of different things. That was a day on the beach where I collected loads of plants, loads of shells and pebbles, and I sat in a tent while the kids were playing, just doodling. Yeah, so I have lots of different versions of these books. So I would get different books. Everything's probably going to end up falling on the floor. I can't even remember what order these came in. This was when I went on a workshop with Angie Lewin. So I would record the workshop. And just, there's just all sorts in these books. Though that was me on holiday and did everything upside down. So that's another set of holiday pages on there. Me having a go at doing this bit of the self-portraits when I had long hair. And just putting things in and recording things and just having it as a workbook. You can write about bad days that you've had, good days that you've had, things that you've found. This is actually a workshop that I did with Elizabeth Shorrock on bookmaking. So I've got little books that I made with her in there. Holiday trip to Jersey. I think this was Art in the Pen. Probably Art in the Pen. And just working just in a book to sort of record what's going on in life. Just looking at, some pages are not finished, some pages are finished, and it's not thinking about this as a work of art. It's not about a work of art. It's about, I suppose, getting what's in your head down on paper. And this, oh gosh, I love looking back through them because it is sort of like looking back through your life. This is when I was doing a workshop based on birds. So I started drawing birds and creating collages based on birds. And then if I've done a workshop or I've taught something or I've been on a workshop and photographing things as a reminder, you sometimes look back through them and then other times you don't look back through them. Getting inspiration, I mean, Pinterest is somewhere that you can just lose your life, but getting ideas and inspiration and then applying it to your own stuff. Yeah. So these are like all the sorts of things that I've done. And then, I mean, I've been on workshops where I've made books and then come home and carried on making them. So I did a workshop last year where we did eco dyeing, eco printing, and we just did a bit of Japanese book tie-in. So we used the papers to make the covers of the book. I took inspiration from that book that I'd got that I did with Elizabeth Shorrock. And then when I came to make my little leather-bound book, I popped a pencil in it. And then it's got a range of plain papers and eco papers in there as well. Got a big safety pin, just because I had a big safety pin. I did some books that were then drawn in for my whole haul project that I did last year. I think there's a video somewhere of me actually painting that one. And then these books here, little concertina books that will look at these sorts of techniques in the workshops that I'm going to be doing, where you actually create your papers first and then we cut them up in a particular way, and that gives you a background to start working on. And I was looking through all my stuff and found a box actually that I did this years ago. This was when my daughter was doing rock climbing, and there were a little group of mums and we sat in one of the rooms and I got everybody making books. So this is a book that's got like kebab sticks as the spine, and this is one that if you've done any of my projects, you know that this is a particular type of book that I love, where you've got a concertina and then you just tie in little signatures. I obviously never got round to finishing that one. It's a little book here that's in a little box. So you've got a little folded out book that goes inside a box. And it was actually really nice looking through my stuff because I'd forgotten that I'd made these. So this is a book that has tags in it. So it has little pockets. These are books that I made years ago. I think possibly even on my degree I made books. So it's just different ways of folding paper. And that was one where you make things and you tuck them inside each other and it just becomes absolutely doolally as a book. So I'm really, really excited to be doing this new membership, which is, it's books, 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 books. Can't say it more often. So it's what it's about. It's my love of sketchbooks. It's my other love and other passion. This is, I suppose, more what I was trained in when I did my degree, because I did an art degree rather than a textile degree. So the textiles has come along as an accidental passion. But I think that's probably one of the things I get really, really passionate about, what I'm doing and what I'm sharing. So there's all these different sorts of things. I've been asked about workbooks and how to do them, and I have done workshops in the past, but not everybody can get to Shed 76.5. So I thought, right, let's do it online. People can then access things. You can watch videos, you can rewind, you can pause, you can mix and match. And my philosophy for this is going to be the same as it is for all my stitching memberships, is I'm just giving you the prompt. I'm giving you a starting point for you to explore and develop your own practice. And you can use this however you would like. So what do you get? What do you actually get for joining Ink and Tonic? There'll be recorded tutorials. There will be workshops that'll get added to over time. And it'll build up this library, a resource, something that you've got to go with. There's going to be an insight into my books and my diaries and my journey in ink and my adventures. So the two that I'm going to do is the adventures one. This is my book, and there is an introductory video to this in diary episode number 1. This was a book that I made on a retreat that has in it papers already in the book. And what I'm going to do is record our adventures in our van and just show you how I put these pages together. So that's book number 1. Journeys in Ink is going to be, I'm very excited. I've had this sat on the side for ages. I have a brand new book. It's got nothing in it apart from diary pages, and my Journeys in Ink will be me going through my brand new diary and taking you on my journey as to how I do this and what I do and the techniques that I actually do. So I'm very, very excited to start this. I'll keep stroking it. It's been on the side. There'll be a monthly book club gathering online, so there'll be a Zoom. I may do a demo. It might just be a social. It could be me asking you to share things that you've done. So that'll be the monthly live thing that goes on. There'll be a private Facebook group that you can join and share your journey with everybody else. There'll be forums. There will be my art shop. So on there I'll have links to my own website and things that I've got that I'm developing and selling alongside this. And then there'll be links to equipment that I use that you might want to use, you might not want. And plus anything else, as this journey continues, I'll get feedback from you guys to see whether or not you fancy me doing something else. Is there something you've seen that you'd like me to see? Can I teach it? Can I share it? And anything else really that's, excuse me, that's book related. I get very excited. My wobble gob. If you know my wobble gob, you know that once I get talking, I can't stop. So that's sort of what you get as a starting point. There'll be other things. There's the dice game that's I'm quite excited about. You have to join to find out more about things like that. So yeah, there's lots of different things on the platform that you'll be able to watch, review, have a look at. Yeah, I'll be sharing all sorts. So what do you need to get started? Well, I've put down here enthusiasm, wanting to do it, a bit of time, a cup of tea and a place to work. Working in a book can be anywhere. I mean, my adventure one, I'm doing that in the van on my knee. I've done it on a ship. I've done it sat in the garden. It's just sort of like somewhere that you can just have a go and have a play. It could just be 10 minutes. It could be 15. You might decide to give yourself half a day or even a full day just playing with your stuff. You'll need a book. Obviously, there's going to be different things that you can do. So I'm going to have one section of the membership where I show you how to make books. My journey is going to be with a bought book, but you can do this however you want. You can treat this however you want. You've possibly got books in your stash. You've possibly got books that you've made on workshops that you've never used. You might have beautiful books that you think, do you know what? I just need to use them. What am I saving them for? What am I saving them for? Don't need to save them. I just need to use them. And then just a basic start of some basic art equipment, pens, pencils, watercolours, whatever you've got, we'll look at using. And you can build up your stash over time. I'll share what I'm using. I'll share links to where you can get those from. If you found some new equipment that you don't know what to use, you suddenly found something in the cupboard and you don't know, let me know. If I've got it, we'll look at how we can use that as well. And really, it's just about jumping in. It's a monthly membership. So once you join, you've got access to everything. If you decide to leave, it's like any other membership. You don't have access to anything. You've got to be a member to access everything that's going on. Yeah, so it'll be starting at some point later on this year. I'll keep everybody informed as to where I am because I've got some videoing to do. I've got to build the website and all that exciting stuff that goes on behind. But I just thought I'd give you a little bit of a heads up about incantonic. I'm very, very excited about this and getting it underway. I'm sort of itching to go. So that's just to give you a bit of an information, a bit of an insight to what's going on. If you sign up for my newsletter on my main website on annebrook.co.uk, there'll be information will come out as things develop. If you're already a member of Bobbing Along and What's Sewing On, you'll get a discount code that you can use to join this and have this as an add-on membership. If you want to do that, that'll come out at some point. And yeah, it's just all very exciting. We're getting ready to open the book and start a brand new chapter with everything that's going on. So jump in, ask any questions, and I will see you soon. Mwah! Ta-da!